You're listening to the Supreme Poobah,
And the Enchantress Divine Ruby Craft.
and this is
The
the
Dub
Dub
Tape
Tape
Podcast.
Podcast. That's kind of late. That's kind of late, but fuck it. That was late. Yo, like I said, this is the Supreme Poobah Supreme, and I am accompanied by
The Enchantress Divine Ruby Craft.
the lovely Enchantress Divine Ruby Craft. And once again, this is the Dub Tape Podcast. What up? This is June 19th, 2023. We are now celebrating Juneteenth. Rolling right off of a Father's Day weekend. So, for all the fathers out there, happy belated. You are appreciated just as much as mothers are. You know what I'm saying? If don't nobody love you, the Dub Tape Podcast loves you. So today's Juneteenth. Did you have to work?
I did.
How dare you?
I know. It was poor planning on my part. I looked at the calendar because I was taking my days. I was just like, all right, trying to get all my days out and whatever. And when I looked, I'm like, what day is Juneteenth on? And I looked at it wrong. I was rushing around. I was just like, all right, it's a Sunday. I'm cool. And that was loud and wrong.
Quite.
That was loud and wrong. So
Quite.
I did have to work today.
Terrible. I mean, it's so funny because, and I tell this story often to those who know me, because Juneteenth probably has to be the fastest rising holiday, federal holiday known to man. It's kind of like what happened to MLK. I don't hear a lot of hoopla and hooting and hollering about MLK anymore, but that's neither here nor there. Juneteenth actually became an official federal holiday probably like 2 years ago, like 2021.
Right.
And it blows my mind because story time. About 2015, yours truly was enrolled in online college. I was working on a project with a young lady. I believe she was I don't know if she was from Alabama or she was in California by way of Alabama, or it might have been she was in California by way of Florida. Either way, we're working on a project, and she's, kind of getting her stuff together. I'm getting my stuff together. It's like, it's 2020, it's 2015, so we still had a lot of really, really good technology. So we're like, I think it was like Google Chat or something like that, or Google Video, whatever it was, we could see each other. And it's like, yeah, so she asked me, she goes, so what are you doing for Juneteenth? And I'm like, June what? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is that? And she was like, you don't know what Juneteenth is? Mind you, this young lady, she's younger than me.
Right.
And I'm just like, June what? And she was like, you guys don't do Juneteenth? And I'm like, can you tell? You know what I mean?
Right.
So she's like, yeah, usually it's not a big thing, but, we celebrate it because essentially it's, Black Independence Day. This is like the day,
right.
We were officially kind of freed from slavery, in essence. So I was like, really? And she was like, yeah, that's, Yeah. So I'm like, well, what do you guys do? She was like, we kind of just like, cook out, let off fireworks, do this, do that. And I'm like, yo, so it's pretty much like the Black 4th of July, but it's June 19th.
Right.
She was like, yeah, that's why it's Juneteenth. And I was like, oh. Came to work the next day. My brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Are you aware?
I'm standing on my soapbox. My brothers. I'm a Kua.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, happy Juneteenth, my brothers. And everybody's looking at me like, what are you talking about? What is... Here he go, man. He shouldn't drink before the job, and
they was clowning you,
all types of stuff. And I had this one dude, this one colleague of mine, ended up becoming a really good friend, and he's like, "Bruh, you can't just come here and make up your own holidays, and this, that, and the third." And I was like, "I'm telling you, Juneteenth. I'm telling you, it's a thing. Like, we don't know about it, but I'm trying to bring awareness because it's so important. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In essence, it's so important. So." He was like, man, get the fuck out of here. All right, bet. So he turns around, and I guess he Googles it. It's on Google back then. Like,
Right.
It's a thing. It was
right.
on Google.
Right.
And, still on a plantation warehouse job. I'm in the back. He rolls up on me in the forklift like, bruh, happy Juneteenth, my brother. I'm like, yeah, happy Juneteenth. He like, we gotta make this a thing. Like, we calling out next year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it was like, wow. And then like everybody who I was saying it to, because I wasn't saying it to nobody else but black people.
Right.
All 7 of us. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, yo, happy Juneteenth. And they're like, what? And this is 2015, so go figure. And, all of a sudden, here comes Moneybag Joe. Okay, guys, Juneteenth, we have to celebrate it. In the midst of all of this, Black Lives Matter and all of that jazz, and it was just like, okay, so not only is Black Lives Matter this super duper strong movement that you can't, look left and right from, but here it is. Now we got Juneteenth on top of it. And Moneybag Joe Biden decides to make it a federal holiday. He did that in 2021.
Right.
And I'm just like, yo, this is crazy because in 2015, nobody even knew what it was. Not up here.
Right. Or very little people knew about it.
Very little. Because I do remember it's a couple of symbolisms when it comes to Juneteenth that I look at, and it's just like, oh, that's what that was for. Oh, okay, I get it.
Right.
And it's just crazy because, even this past weekend, if you was like in the area, they had so many festivals and all this stuff is going on, and I'm just like, wow, Juneteenth. I felt like Wesley Snipes in New Jack City when he had crack. You know what I'm saying? He was holding it, and he was just like, wow, crack. And it is. It really is, because you compare it to Juneteenth and everything. But yeah, man, that's something. That's always been, because it's fresh. 2021 it becomes a federal holiday. Here it is, 2023. Now, the streets is crowded and all of this crazy stuff is going. Not crazy stuff, but people are celebrating it because it's finally being recognized.
Right.
So I'm like, wow, that's something. This was a fast holiday.
Right.
But shouts to them.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think the young lady who put you on, she had a leg up because
absolutely
she's from down south?
Absolutely, because again, it's from what I understand, they always got it popping down there for Juneteenth. Mm-hmm. They always had it popping. Like, according to her, people was called out of work, and it became such a thing. It was just like, yo, ain't nobody coming in today, so we got to shut down. You know what I mean?
Right.
So shouts to them. I don't know if it was Alabama, Florida. Surely it wasn't California. Maybe it was some small community out there in California, but I'm pretty sure this young lady was from Alabama. Alabama really stands out. So shouts to them for holding on to tradition. And now it's a federal holiday. So your efforts didn't go unlooked, or unseen, rather. So shouts to you guys. So tell me, what's your Juneteenth experience like? What is your handle on Juneteenth?
I mean, typically, except for this year, obviously, because I messed up. But typically, I take the day to relax. Don't really do anything. Don't really do anything special.
I tried to mute that, but I'm pretty sure everybody could hear it. It's all good. Please continue.
No, that was it.
It's funny, but that's the sentiment for everybody, right?
Yeah,
Like everybody
it's
doing that.
It's basically a day to be still. I mean,
be still.
We're always moving. We're always hustling, bustling.
Hashtag be still.
Right. And we're just in survival mode all the time, especially in this economy. So it's so important to just take the moment to be still. You know what I mean?
Recognize, for real. Like, just recognize, because they things are being, I ain't gonna say they're being taken away, but they're being taken away inadvertently because, I just really think that the emphasis on certain things that we grew up kind of looking for, maybe it was just me, but it was certain things that you grew up on that you look forward to that are slowly fading away. It's crazy. I remember, and I was having this conversation with one of my cousins about how, like, during Black History Month, we got ultra black. We got ultra black,
right?
But we was in that small bubble of whatever community you was in, and usually it was a black community. And I mean, everybody was just so into the moment. February, the shortest month of the year. We all heard that.
Right.
And I mean, Black Heritage Month, McDonald's with the little HBCU cups, and
Yep.
you go down, down the road and through your town, and they got like, flags raised up, and it's like, African American Heritage Month. And like,
Yeah.
you go to school and your teachers might have like, kente cloth
Yep.
and all of that, dashikis, the whole 9 yards. And
Yep.
it's like that month is dedicated to teaching you about your heritage. I don't see a lot of that at least in the school system that I came up in. I don't see a lot of that no more.
Right.
So it's like, wow, it's a slow. And those teachers are older and retired.
Right.
And the younger ones are coming in, and it's kind of like, yeah, we don't need that stuff. And it's like, nah, it's kind, don't show me, the Nat Turner story. Don't show me Emmett Till. Show me everything. Show me the good stuff too.
Right.
Because everything wasn't, bad when it came to Black history. And I think a lot of people kind of focus on that. And that's kind of what keeps us in the mind state of like what we're in, but you can't just completely erase it.
Right. Right.
Just show the good shit. Show the good shit. Don't just show the bad stuff. Don't show the lynchings and the hangings. Don't play Strange Fruit, by Billie Holiday every month. Just show us the good stuff. Show us, I always forget her name. I always get ready to say C. Dolores Tucker, but it's not C. Dolores Tucker. Madam C.J. Walker.
Yes.
Show us her. Show us, George Washington Carver. Show us, all the good stuff with like, Frederick Douglass. Show us the good stuff with Malcolm. Show us the good stuff with Martin. Show us the good stuff with Medgar. Show us the good stuff with everybody.
Right. Right.
Just keep it rolling like that. Every day is Black History for me. So let's roll on into the topics that we was getting ready to talk about today, because this is a millennial podcast. Like the dub tape was so symbolic when we were choosing the layout for this programming for us. And the dub tape podcast is geared for millennials. We done talked about what millennials do, what they are, who they are, how to identify them. So, without further ado, I am going to let the incomparable Ruby Craft take over and let us know what's going on with today's topic, which is
sex and relationships.
Only because it was like sex, so fairy dust on that.
You gonna put fairy dust on sex?
Why not? Why not? Coochie juice, fairy dust, same thing.
Oh my goodness. Wait, I wasn't ready. So one of the things that we wanted to touch base on, first of all, before you even get into relationships, you start dating, and most people they turn to dating apps. So, in fact, most people are saying that they do meet on dating apps.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
The most popular dating app, obviously, is Tinder.
I'm yet to have a Tinder account.
Same.
And I heard it's so easy. Like, I hate to sound so sleazy, but I heard it's so easy.
Yeah. I have yet to make a Tinder account. But what I found interesting, I'm trying to see if I can even find it. The people who own Match.com
Mm-hmm.
also own like a bunch of the other dating websites that we hear about.
Fucking monopoly.
Yes, it's and I was like, oh my God. So I want to say so Match.com owns Plenty of Fish and Christian Mingle.
Okay.
And something else. But they own it's all under one. And I'm like, bruh, why would you just make one big one and call it a day? Well, I mean, you do got to sort people out though.
I mean, you do, but that's a part of that's the human experience of it. Like, dating apps, they have their pros and their cons. Plenty of Fish used to be the shit. I ain't gonna lie. POF made for a good Saturday night.
I wouldn't know.
I'm gonna tell you, POF I've found some things on there, some very interesting things on there, and let's talk about online dating for a minute. So, have you had any experiences? Of course you have. But have you had any like real experiences with like online dating, like good, bad, or indifferent? Like, what is your experience with online dating?
When I got on a dating app, I got
How
on.
old were you?
This was like maybe 5, 6 years ago.
Jesus, that's your first time on an online dating app?
Yes.
Huh. Okay. All
Maybe it
right.
was a little, maybe 7 years ago, but it's because you also got to consider I was in a long term relationship up until about 7 years ago.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so there was really no need for me to be on a dating app anyway.
Hmm. Okay.
So from like 2008 to what 2014, 2015, something
So
like that.
so let's go to 2007. What happened then with the dating life? Everything. I'm assuming everything was organic. Like everything was like face to face
Yeah,
encounters in a
I mean,
supermarket.
so that wasn't necessarily online dating. So that particular boyfriend, we had reconnected through, was it MySpace?
Okay.
We had reconnected through there.
I'm gonna consider that online dating too, by the way.
Oh, okay.
You
Well,
know,
shit, go for
not like
it.
because
But
if you meet
also,
online,
but we known each
period,
other since high school though.
but ain't nothing pop until
Ain't nothing right.
you was online.
Right.
You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? So
fine. I'll take it.
yeah.
But yeah, we ended up in a long term relationship. And prior to that, I wasn't online dating because I was going through a divorce.
Mm.
So,
I would think that would turn your online dating status up. But go ahead.
no, you know what? Because I was still like really just hanging out with friends or whatever. So, whatever happened while we were out and hanging out and partying, then that's what happened.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
but, I got married young. And then there was like a brief time that I was getting over the divorce, and then I had met the long term boyfriend.
Mm.
So yeah, about 6, 7 years ago, I finally tried online dating. I did BLK. BLK is the black dating app. Is for
Okay. Nah.
it's
Okay.
you know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so I was just like, all right, let me hop on here. I think I tried. I can't even think of the name. It was like MUV or something like that.
You went deep. Like you went deep into the trenches with that shit. Cause I.
I don't even remember what it was. But anyway, I went on a few dates from BLK. Met some interesting people. But yeah, I was just like, you know what? I'm not beat. Like mofos is weird.
People are
it's
definitely weird.
it's weird. I had one guy tell me which was like the big turn off. You know what your problem is? And I'm like, what's my problem? He's like, you don't let God use you for your purpose. I'm like, get the fuck out. Go. Just get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Ever.
Ever.
So
and
I'm curious. Like
and what
he
pissed
said,
what pissed me off is
okay.
he was so gorgeous. Like he was so nice to look at. And then he comes
nice to keep that in mind. He was so nice to look at. Go ahead.
so nice to look at. He was so nice to look at. And he said that and I'm like, hey yo, leave me alone, go away.
Wow. So it was like what was the setting? Was it like
we were driving around. I forget. I think like we went out to eat or whatever. He had supposedly let his brother use his car. Mm-hmm. So we took my car. We went out to eat. And we came back. By the time we came back, because we've had like plenty of conversation. And he was
I wonder if he even had a car. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. That's why I put it in air quotes. His brother had to use his car. So so we got back to his place and we're just talking. And then that's when he comes out his face with that. That was just like, hey yo, get out. Get out. I don't want to talk to you no more. Forget you.
So like what is it? Was it the religious thing that turned you off or?
To an extent, yes. But for us to have like maybe a few conversations prior to this date, and then that's your conclusion about me, one of like, you know what your problem is. And I'm like, first of all, I didn't come to you with a problem at all. We were just talking.
He he was trying to convert.
Bruh.
He was trying to
I
convert.
was like, if you don't go sit down somewhere.
Okay, I mean,
So that was one. I went on a date with this one guy. So I find it difficult to date guys that are foreign,
okay,
because what's normal to them is not normal to us.
right,
And so like certain things is just like you walk a tightrope of not trying to offend the other. And
okay.
I found that to be quite difficult. So anyway, this guy was telling me all of this stuff. Oh yeah, I own this company, XYZ, ABC.
Automatically with the money route.
Automatically with the money route.
Shouts to him. Okay,
He
okay.
was he was from Nigeria.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay. And for safety purposes, we met at the restaurant because I'm like, I don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll drive there.
You can just leave anytime you
Right.
want.
Leave when
Yeah.
I want. I already had money stashed in case, I needed to pay. But he really did go the money route. Like, most expensive. First of all, it was only Fridays. But
Yo, man, hold up.
it was
Like,
only was it Fridays?
all of this is so eye opening because it's
Right.
like when I say, "Hey, let's go over here," it's like this is the side conversation. This nigga took me to Fridays
Well, no, I'm just
during
saying.
happy hour.
No, it
Like,
wasn't. No, it wasn't happy hour. It was way later than happy hour. But
I'm going to happy hour. I don't give a fuck.
but he was like, I was like, yeah, I would like, some wine or whatever. And he was like, bring us the whole bottle. Like that's what he said to them. So I was just
I
like,
respect that.
I was
I
like,
respect
okay,
that. I respect that.
and we sat, we ate, we talked, everything was cool. But then, he was very religious too.
Mm,
And but that didn't even.
register at first.
No, it wasn't an issue. Like the approach that he gave when talking religion was very different from the guy I had just mentioned. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
So
Cool.
he was more like, yeah, I grew up Christian. Da 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 da. We all grew up Christian. That's no big deal to me. He's
Okay.
not sitting here trying to tell me what my problems are or what God wants for me or all of that stuff. So I guess like the next day, I was like, oh, what was the name of the company again? And then he kind of was like, yeah, when you said this, I didn't like that. So I'm hip to your game. Like you just trying to Google me and make sure and fact check me and da 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 da. And he
Yeah.
was like, I don't want to see you again. So I was just like, well, damn, shit. Okay.
So and no disrespect, but in any of these dates, was there a transfer of sex at any point?
No.
Okay, cool. Okay, and I only ask that because people are weird, like right. People are strange because we're day walkers. Us as millennials, I like to call us day walkers
Right.
because we're able to do things this way and do things that way
Right.
and have an understanding. I think the biggest takeaway from us that a lot of people don't really understand or care to really look into, especially not so much the older generations but the younger generations, is like we try to understand the best we can. So when it comes to said subject, dating, right? Let's stick with dating for a little bit. Everybody's order of operation is different.
Right.
Like everybody, folks like to live in this fantasy world where it's like, oh, I don't even know. Like, I stopped listening to people a long time ago when it comes to certain things. And it's like, it's not that my ears are completely closed off, but, it's like what works for me. And if you ask me, the top 3 checkoffs when you're dealing with the opposite sex,
Or same sex.
whatever.
When you're looking to pursue a relationship.
When you, Yeah, I mean, yeah, and this goes into that category. When you're looking to pursue a relationship, whichever persuasion you decide to choose, it's like, hey, look, number one, you look good. You look good to me. That's number one.
Right.
And that's always going to be who in the fuck, right? Who looks like, oh my gosh, she looks so smart. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like off rip, like that's your first thing. Like, oh my gosh, she looks so smart. You know, she probably reads a lot of books. Oh my God, that's so attractive.
I'm sure there is somebody out there that thinks like that.
I'm sure there is, but I'm talking about me. You know?
Yeah.
And I could honestly say that I feel like whether they put it out there or not, I like to think that a good majority of people probably feel how I feel, and I'm just a little bit more straightforward with my order of operation when it comes to dating. And the messed up part about it is people don't understand it, but it's like, yo, this is how you feel.
Right.
You know, so let me just break down my order of operation, period. It's like, hey, you look good to me.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, I wonder if she'll fuck. Straight up, bottom line. Number three, after all of that said and done, you can tolerate just about anything. And if it hits, it hits. And if it don't, then, you know, on to the next one.
Right.
Straight up and down. All the foolish games that you play as adults, that you play as kids that roll into adults, you know, just imagine that shit, right?
Right.
What's a traditional way of going about it? You court a woman. And I still believe in courting. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I still believe in courting.
Right.
But it's pretty safe to say a lot of men, the end goal is sex.
Right.
End goal is sex. It's like you see a woman, you know, we come up in a time where we watch a lot of porn. And you know, even though you can't emulate everything, you try to emulate. You try to do your best to emulate a lot of it, and that's what you want to do with said female. You know, so if you court a woman, right, and you go into it, and it's just like, all right, well, hey, I like you. Want to go out on a date? Sure, go out on a date. You try to dress your best. You try to smell your best. You try to look your best. All the manners are on, all of that kind of stuff. And in real life, you kind of got to wait because sometimes you got to wait, you know, depending on what the deal is, I guess, right?
Right.
You go through all of that, I don't know, 2-week rule, 3-date rule, whatever the case is. That's a front.
It is a front.
That's a front.
It is a front.
Like,
it is a front.
And I don't know if I just...
Do you remember when women was like, oh, you got to wait 30 days or 30 dates?
No, I don't, because I never did that shit.
That was a whole thing. It was like a bunch of rom-coms that even went through that.
That's why movies is movies and real life is real life.
That is so true. So
You know,
true. But, you know, people actually try to apply that in real life, though. So is it life imitating art or vice versa?
I like that because is it? You know, like people... And we're going to get into like the woman's psyche as far as that kind of thing is concerned too. But, well, should we get into the women's psyche or just yours? Because I don't want to, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be like, you know, this is what all men think. I mean, it's pretty close, but at the end of the day, it's like some people like the chase. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people like, you know, the mental chess game, and it's like, once I do this,
or at least the chase to a certain extent, you know.
Yeah,
so like, there's levels to it. Like, don't go crazy. So,
right. No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
But also, you know, from a woman's perspective, yes, like for me, looking good is a bonus. Like, because me personally, like for the most part, that there's been times I'm just like, ugh, no, go that way. But for the most part, I'm the type of person like I can find the beauty in anything.
I feel the same way.
So my main thing is, do you look like you're intelligent? And then when you open your mouth, do you prove yourself to be intelligent? Because, you know, a lot of people, they are what we call sapiosexual, which means they are attracted to how you think and how intelligent you are. Because if you're dumb, guess what? This pussy's drier than a Sahara. Okay.
Jesus on the cross.
Like, if you're dumb, that's it. Go lick a window elsewhere. I don't want to talk to you.
No soup for you.
Right. None at all. So
Jesus on the cross. Great day in the morning. There you go, fellas. There it is. You gotta walk it like you talk it, because if not, you're gonna have sandpaper pussy. If you even get that far, you're gonna start a fire somewhere.
And chances are they're not. They're not gonna get that far.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
get somebody else to do it. That's my first instinct. If I see that you're stupid. So
this is groundbreaking shit though. Like, get your pad and pencil out, man, because but the flip side to that, because everybody could kind of like sit back and be like, yo. I mean, I see it often. It's a bunch of girls where I'm like, I feel like Damon Wayans and I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, where it's like he had the girl like hemmed up and he's like, you think I'm cute? And it's like, the girl's like, mm-mm. Then he pulls the beggar out like, I said, you think I'm cute? And she's like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah, I don't want to do that. Like, I haven't done it, but I'm like, damn, I don't want to do that. It's like, I think I'm a handsome guy and I think I'm smart enough. And I feel like this is just to like kind of reel it back in for the online dating thing. I believe that online dating kind of takes the human aspect from you being yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, and a lot of people might say, oh, no, well, what do you mean? And it's like, yo, the profile section. When you're writing about you.
Yep.
I don't know about women. Well, for the record, I am reading your profile.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I am definitely reading
right.
your profile. And you're being judged. Because
Absolutely.
the things that you put on there are the windows to your intentions and things like that. Because when I look at certain stuff, and I want to say the last 100 profiles that I went through, it's a lot of magic constants, if you will. It's a lot of, I'm looking to settle down, get married, and have kids. And it's just like, hey, buyer beware.
Right.
You're putting that out there, and you're going to find somebody that's going to like fake the funk because they just want some cheeks.
Right.
And now we play that courting game. Like, oh, let's do this. And
right. And it's prolonging the unmasking process too. Because before online dating, your friend would set you up on a blind date or whatever, or y'all meet wherever y'all meet at the grocery store, at work, or whatever. And so you automatically right away get that time to find, to feel comfortable enough around each other that you can let down your walls a little bit.
My wall's never up. I don't have a wall. It's a see-through fence. You can put your foot through and climb and hop right on over, because it's a blank canvas, man. Like, and don't get me wrong, past relationships teach you things,
right?
But I never hold that over somebody's head unless it's like, really screaming. Like, you got to be a special kind of crazy for me to be like, nah, I'm not fucking with this,
right?
But
I mean, most people, when you're around somebody new, your walls are up. Like, you're on guard because you don't know this person, you have an idea of what their intentions are, but you're still not sure or whatever. So online dating, you're maintaining that mask during the quote unquote talking stage. And then you finally meet in person and you're still talking. At what point, like, it seems like you're prolonging the period of getting comfortable with somebody, or, really, okay, these are my intentions or whatever. Even though your dating profile will tell you.
Profile, same shit. Yep.
The profile will tell you the intentions. But if you're lying about it, because let's be real, people lie on their profiles.
All the time.
So.
All the time. Like, women lie and men lie,
Well, yeah, people lie all the time.
Right.
So you're just delaying the inevitable.
And just for the record, now that I think about it, I'm going to try to find it. You can keep talking, but I'm going to try to find this, because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I probably got one of the most, I don't want to say disrespectful, but I'm going to read my profile that I have on one of these said dating sites.
Your personal profile.
Yeah, I'm going to read it. And just the about me section. And I want to get your honest feedback from this, right? So,
swipe left. No, I'm teasing.
I bet no. You're probably right. You're probably right. Because critique this.
Okay.
Right. So my profile on a specific dating site says, before I describe myself, I go through a lot of these profiles. Champagne taste and beer money. Some of y'all better act your face.
Oh.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, I'm cool, laid back, very diplomatic. I'm looking for loyalty, honesty, sex, and compatibility. I'm not traveling super far or to nobody's hood. I'm barely traveling if I don't feel like it's worth it. Somebody said, why match if you don't talk? And I agree 100%. I know you catch more flies with honey than vinegar, but we're grown. Take it or leave it. And that's what my profile says.
I would have swiped left after matching your face. that little area make beer. What? Champagne taste, beer money.
Champagne taste and beer money. And I say that because I was. Oh my God, what's the word? I'm gonna find a perfect word, but until then, I was bombarded by like these wildebeest, right? And it was like they were so aggressive, and I'm like, yo, hold up, wait a minute, hold up.
Wait, are you calling them wildebeest because of the way you were bombarded, or are you calling them wildebeest because they looked ugly to you?
I'm calling them wildebeest because of the way they looked. So, and much like you, I can find the beauty in anything, but it's like, yo, don't come at me. And that profile didn't say that when said, infestation happened or whatever.
So you did that for weeding out?
No, I did it because
people aren't honest with themselves. You know that, right?
I listen, again, it's so
I knew
many
this
things.
one girl, to me, I thought she was ugly, but let me tell you, she exuded confidence. Okay, couldn't nobody tell her.
It's a little bit of a problem. Go ahead.
Nobody could tell her anything. Nobody could tell her shit. And, me personally, I didn't think she was cute. But she would go off like, yes, I look good. I look this. I look that.
Listen, let me tell you something. Ugly exists, okay?
Oh,
ugly,
yeah, I know.
Ugly still exists.
I know.
And when people, it was girls who we went to school with, you know what I mean, where the guys are kind of like go crazy. And I'm like, immature infant me, she must be sucking dick. Because the way they would go crazy over these certain girls is just like, she is not all of that, and right. I'm like, she must be doing something behind closed doors, that is, amplifying this guy's, fucking whatever he has for this girl. Cause I'm like, nah, that ain't it, son. Right. Like, that is not it. But
right.
Again, it's, this is a 50-50 crapshoot here. But hey, look, if whoever liked said female, shouts to you. I've never been the type of person to, if you find yourself falling in love with somebody or whatever the case is, I've never been the type of person to kind of like rain on your parade.
Right.
As a matter of fact, the jokes stop once you become serious.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, cool. I respect that. I respect y'all as a couple, this, that, and the third. I'm going to fall back. But getting back to my profile thing, listen, that was terrible. It wasn't terrible, but it was just like, I felt like I had to put that out there. And I'm not saying I'm GQ Man of the Year, but I don't think I'm ugly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
apparently they didn't think they was ugly either. That's why they came to you the way they did.
Nah, don't come at me like that, yo. Don't come at me like that, because I mean, somebody once told me a lid for every pot, and I get that, but nah.
Absolutely a lid for every pot.
Nah.
A lid for every pot.
You're
indeed.
right. You're right, but it wasn't a fit. It wasn't a match, and I was just, somebody told me the other day, like, they was not talking to this person, but they found out that this person actually liked them, and her response was, I was offended because what made you think that you had a chance? And I was just like, sweet Jesus on the cross. Oh my God. Like, wow, that was mean, man. Like,
yeah,
I'd have kept that one in the cut. Damn, that was mean though. But
I had someone approach me not too long ago, and I didn't believe it. Like, I thought they was just fucking around. It was like, hey, yo, so when we going to kick it? Da, 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 da. And I'm like, man, be fucking for real. And he was like, no, I'm serious. I'm like, yeah, right. And I kept going. Like, I ain't even, so.
Didn't even bat an eye at it.
Nope.
But my question is this. Like, okay, so in a good way or a bad way, did you bat this said person away?
I mean, I guess it's a good way. Because, I mean, like, we're still friends. Like, he's not embarrassed. Like, we still talk shit. So, and, you know, we have this banter that goes back and forth between us. And apparently everybody around us is entertained when we go back and forth the way we do. Okay. So, I'm not sure if he was serious or not. So, but I mean, like, we still cool.
So it's like
no harm, no foul.
It's like the Pam and Martin kind of effect.
I guess, basically.
What do you mean you guess? You never saw it?
Look, don't start your shit, yo. You know I grew up sheltered. But yes, no, we argue back and forth like Pam and Martin.
Okay, so you do know Pam and Martin.
I do know Pam and Martin.
Right, okay, cool.
Damn. Cool. Can I get a look? Can I get a little bit of credit? Just a little bit.
Listen. I just want to make sure because I'm off the rails when it comes to a lot of shit.
I know you are. Don't start your shit, yo. Anyway, we're still talking about dating. Can we move to the relationship segment?
I mean, these things, like, you know, dating. Like, what the fuck is dating nowadays? To me, it's either you like somebody or you don't.
Right.
Like, let's keep it 100%. It's like, and don't get me wrong, like that dating phase, which is like to me the courting phase.
Right.
It's like, look, if in that moment, if it's a lot of shit that's going on, I'm, you know, as an adult, you know, who's kind of been through the rigmarole of certain things and certain situations, it's like, hey, man, listen. So.
Okay. And actually, no, this is still dating. This isn't relationship segment yet anyway.
It's all mixed in. It's all mixed in. It's one big pot of gumbo. Just get stirred around here because
so one thing, because I was saying, I would have swiped left. Right, one thing more people are doing is they are being more conscious about their swiping. Mm-hmm. So, like, you know, Tinder and Grindr, they have those. Grindr. You don't go on Grindr. You're not. Grindr.
What the fuck is that? No, you know what?
Do you know what it is now?
It's cool. No. It's cool.
Trust me, Grindr is not for you. I promise you, it's not.
I know.
Don't go over there. But anyway. So
I don't even know what the fuck to play after that, but I'm good. You're like, it's cool.
But anyway, people are more conscious when they get on these dating apps about what they want instead of looking for the hookup. Because initially, when all these dating apps came out, the prime purpose was to hook up.
Now, when you say hook up, what do you mean?
Fuck.
Okay, thank you. Because all these nice words, I see hook up and I'm thinking like hook up and just get a coffee or some shit. I don't know.
No, like, hook up as in fuck.
Okay, thank you. Because
bumping ugly.
Let me tell you something.
Skeet.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Now, when I see that as a part of your profile, I'm going for the fucking kill. You should have never told me that because now that it is clear, and you know, where is the chase? And how do I cut to it at this point? Okay? That's it. Thank you. Please continue.
Yeah, like I was saying, people are more conscious about how they're swiping. Or I guess after you've been in the game for so long, you know, you're like, all right, I'm done hooking up. I'm done just fucking around. Let me look for an actual relationship. So more people are more conscious about how they're swiping. Or some women are like, normally they'll swipe right just to be like, oh, he looks good. Let me just see, you know, ignore all the red flags. And then you end up in crazy situations.
Let me tell you something. When it comes to red flags, I will play fucking Double Dare with Mark Summers hosting that shit. You know, I will slide down, go through the motherfucking mouth, go through the fucking whipped cream pool and pull that shit out like, yeah, what's up? I got it. Physical challenge. It's never straight physical challenge. Let's do it. I'm there. I want to see how bad these flags really are because sometimes people, you know, it's cool to be the bad guy, right? So red flags are bad, apparently.
Right.
And I think the last episode that we did, and I'm still true to that, it's like when women say they're crazy and all of that stuff, it's kind of a turn off to
Right.
me. You know, but I look at some women and I just be like, dare. You know what I'm saying?
Let me see.
I'm testing it. Like, let's see how crazy you really are.
Let me see.
And it's like, oh, yeah, that's not crazy. I could deal with that. Because that's the other thing too. I believe in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain levels of crazy that you're willing to deal with.
Right.
And there's certain levels of crazy that you're not willing to deal with.
Right.
And when they outweigh each other, no matter which way they go, that's when you make your decision.
Right.
Now, if a woman is purposely going over the edge to be crazy, or what she considers crazy, yeah, she's out of here. Forget about it. I'm not dealing with that shit.
Right.
You know, but if it's like they do something and it's kind of like, going through a little phase or whatever, or whatever the case is, and it's not really too much, and it's almost apologetic, where it's just like, I'm sorry, and even though you might not never hear "I'm sorry" coming from a female, just to put it out there.
There are plenty of us women that apologize when we make mistakes. So,
I ain't talking about fucking. I'm
not talking about fucking either.
I'm talking about a full-fledged, hey, listen, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean,
we are capable of that.
Of course you're capable when you do it.
Yes.
It's more like,
I mean, if you don't deserve it, then we not doing it.
But if you're wrong, if you're just sitting there, you kick my puppy, and it's like, why'd you kick my puppy? And it's like, fuck you. It's like, why? What did I do to deserve this? And don't tell me because I didn't take the trash out 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. There's been plenty of trash recycled since then. But no, it's certain women, and it's like, again, it's cool to be the bad guy. So it's like certain women really go over the edge to do this crazy stuff or be crazy, and it's like it comes to the point where it's like you're not even really crazy.
You're just pretending.
You're pretending, and it's like, it's real live crazy people out there.
I'm like, you're childish. What the fuck?
Yeah, like, knock it the fuck off. Like, chill.
Why are you playing games? Right.
Exactly. Why are you playing games? They come from all different walks. Like, I personally stalk, like, thick to fat, curvy, nerdy women. That's just
nothing
my
wrong
speed.
with that.
No, I love them. I love them.
Nothing wrong with that.
Let me tell you, lady son, right now. Cuba loves the thick, nerdy, curvy woman, and it doesn't matter which race, creed. That's just me.
Same.
I'm going. Listen. With my star, we're going to rule. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But don't do the crazy shit. Like, don't walk in and just start flipping out for no reason. Because first of all, I'm gonna get scared. That's number one.
Should I bear hug you until you feel better?
I believe it's called ground stabilizing. Like, don't do all that crazy shit. Like, use your words. Let's talk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I remember being in a situation where it was like this pretend rage kind of ordeal, and it was like, I'm standing there and I'm like, hey, just chill. It's not that bad.
Right.
And she's like, watch out. And I'm like, I look behind me, and I guess my spider senses went off, and boom, there goes a bottle of hair grease against the door. And I was like,
what the hell was that?
What the fuck are you doing? And then something else goes, but every time something flies, she's like, watch out. And I'm like,
what the fuck?
This orchestrated madness, like, look,
that defeats the purpose.
Right. Like, if you're going to hit me. Right. If you're going, excuse me, step, okay, right. Boom. Like, bitch, stop. Like, stop.
She's eliminating the element of surprise. Like,
fuck the element of surprise. It was more so.
That's weird.
It's very weird, and I was just like,
I'd be scared.
Man, listen, it was so many occurrences.
I'm gonna call the hospital. Come get you. Don't do that shit to me.
It was a lot. It was a lot of occurrences that would kind of make you think was this a situation of like possession, almost.
Oh man.
Yeah, I got some of those, but nonetheless,
I count myself very fortunate. Well, now one thing I will say, the hot to crazy ratio.
Hot to crazy ratio.
Yes, the hotter they are, the chances are the crazier they are.
So it's kind of like never trust a big butt and a smile.
Basically.
Poison.
Yep.
Gotta whisper it just like that too.
My brother learned that the hard way. He learned that the hard way. My nephew's mom, he was like, she's hot. And I'm like, bruh. And he calls me, she did this, she did that, she did this. And then my parents called me, I'm like, the hot to crazy ratio? Hello? So
that's why I don't even be going. Like, I want it to be like this. Let me tell you. I want you to
And by the way, my brother proves that in himself too, because women throw themselves at my brother. So I showed my hairdresser one day, the lady that was doing she's not my regular hairdresser. I was like, yeah, this is my little brother. She was like, oh, give me his number. I said, I wouldn't be a true friend if I did. Like, I'm telling you right the fuck now.
Hate.
I was not hating. Like, I can't tell you how much drama like just comes in after him like a tidal wave. My mom went to the doctor.
And the doctor said,
nope.
Sorry.
My mom went to the doctor. The nurse came in, did the vitals or whatever, saw her name. She was like, oh, do you know so-and-so? And my mom was like, yeah, that's my son. That lady went from being nice to roughing her up, like being all rough with the blood pressure cuff and the tourniquets. And
terrible.
Like, she went from being so nice. And then once she found out that was my brother's mom, and my mom had to call him, like, what the fuck are you doing out there? What are you doing? I got roughed up at the doctor's office.
In these streets.
Right. What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, but it's I don't know. I haven't, never mind. Never mind.
So I'll just say that when dating, be mindful of that ratio, that chart.
I'm gonna say just trust your gut instinct. Which is something that a lot of people don't do.
They
anymore.
really don't.
So I'm gonna just say do that, because it's a lot of times where your gut will get you up. I talk to girls and go on dates and stuff like that, and I hear shit and I just be like, my spider senses go off. It's like, I don't think I like this one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's just like, okay, well, we're going to end that on this note, because you just said something that I really don't approve of. And, and I'm the type of person that I will go an extra day. Let me just make sure. I'm the type of person that's going to do something twice to make sure I don't like it.
Right.
So it's like, okay, yeah, this ain't going to happen. This ain't going to work.
Right.
And then you get quote unquote ghosted.
Yeah.
The ghosting part, and when it comes to ghosting, it probably hurts the ghoster even more when the other party doesn't even contact you, because it's like, well, I just ghosted her. You wait, I don't know, a week, a couple days, and it's like, damn, this motherfucker even called back. Like,
yep.
Did I ghost her? Or did she ghost me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Jesus, sweet Jesus on the cross.
Yeah. And it's even worse. Like if y'all like live in the same area and y'all cross paths, and then oh man, that's terrible.
I ghosted somebody once, but then that's what made me think about it, because I'm like, damn, did I ghost her? Did she ghost me? Because I stopped calling, she stopped calling.
It was a mutual ghosting.
Yeah, it was it was a poltergeist. That's, you know what? I just came up with something new. When you ghost her and she ghosts you, that is called a poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
And you can't call her, she can't call you. Both you guys think that you're ghosting each other, and it just becomes a poltergeist. You're welcome.
I actually got cursed out twice for ghosting somebody. for ghosting two different people.
I mean, it happens,
right? Two different people. So the one guy, he was like, oh, I tried to reach out to you, and I was like, hey, I was going through a tough time. And I was, I had just gotten over a breakup. I was staying, I was staying elsewhere, and, it was an adjustment period for me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I ain't contacted him for a while. And so finally I was just like, all right, let me just pick up the phone. Let me, whatever. And he was like, oh, you've been ignoring me, blah, 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 blah. And truth be told, I really didn't like him that much. To, we did a few dates. I didn't like him that much anyway, so it didn't matter.
So at what point
and I attempted to ghost him.
But why'd you? So what was the determining factor as to even picking up the phone and you felt like he
because
deserved?
I am too nice. My family curses me out all the time.
Sorry. Behind the scenes shit. Next season when we videotape this, you'll understand why. Go ahead.
But yeah, my family curses me out. They're like, "Hey, yo, you were too nice. You're always giving people second chances that don't deserve it. This, that, and the third." So, it was a regular thing for me. I am not the same person I was all those years ago, so we didn't have to worry about that. So now the other person that cursed me out for ghosting him.
Wait a minute, we're gonna time out for that because I want to ask a couple of more questions. We only got like 2.5 minutes left before we
Oh
dead
no!
this. Yeah.
All
We
right.
be going. We
be going.
So
it should be an hour.
It's about to be an hour.
Oh no!
It's about to be an hour. Of just going back and forth, man. But
all right, so we gotta wrap it up then.
But I want to know, this is a question for anybody who's listening out there because we appreciate you checking in and listening. And the same question. The same question is going to apply, right? So it's like when you're going through a breakup or you're going through a tough time, what do you never mind what do you do? That's a whole different topic because that question is going to be asked as well. But what's the music that you listen to? What are the songs? It got to be like a breakup playlist or a breakup mixtape, that you kind of put together to make you feel better about the situation and kind of pass you through because music does that, right? So it's
right.
Put your playlist, put your songs. Shit, I tell you what, put your songs into the comments because we doing big things right now. We on Apple Podcasts, we on Spotify, we on iHeartRadio, anywhere podcast to listen to. We got a Facebook page. Just look it up, Dub Tape Podcast. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of that good stuff. And when you see the post, just drop your comments and correspond to the questions that we asking. And it's going to be here. It's definitely going to be here. But, we'll talk about that in the comments later. As for right now, this is the Supreme Poobah. She is.
And Treasures Body will be closed.
And you were just listening to the Dub Tape Podcast. And we will see you on the next video.